Hey, this is Chris, and I am going to try to blow through a bunch of awesome nonfiction homework helping books or books that might be awesome to supplement some homeschooling curriculum or even your child's public school curriculum. I know one of my really good friends, her little boy's science curriculum at his school is all Xeroxed black and white copies of a book and no color, nothing interesting to look at. So she was like, I need to buy all these science books because I want him to enjoy science and think it's fun and not think it's just this boring bunch of black and white pages. So I'm going to try to keep my stories to a minimum and blow through these homework helps and educational books. Okay, for the littlest learners, our White Clean books. This one is on pen control, and it's just a bunch of different activities helping to develop those fine motor skills needed for writing. Another one in the same series is First Letters, and it groups letters that kids are learning to write by similar shapes and strokes, and has a bunch of those letters hidden in the pages for you to trace in the pictures. And then in the back, it goes through the whole alphabet. There's also ABCs, which identifies things by the first letter in the word. There's also 1, 2, 3s, learning to form numbers, and there's mazes and dot to dots and first drawing and all kinds of books in the White Clean series. We have a few preschool Lift the Flatboard books that are awesome. This one is on shapes. Each 2-page spread has a different activity having to do with identifying shapes, and you can turn them into a memory game. Here, who says woof woof? What shape is he behind? So you try to find, well, what says woof woof? So you're reviewing animal sounds and, oh, what shape is the thing he's behind? It's a rectangle. So lots of fun things to talk about, and my very favorite page in the whole book is this one, where it gets into some geometry concepts like symmetry and reflections. Can you guess what new shape you will make when you open this flap? And you unfold it and it makes a diamond. And this one turns into a square. And this one turns into a rectangle. And this one a star. So it's introducing some geometry concepts to preschoolers, which I think is amazing and phenomenal. Usborne does not dumb things down for preschoolers. It just puts things on their level, and I love that. This is one of our first sticker books. It is First Colors sticker book, and it has been really fun for my littlest guy to go through and find the sticker, which page each sticker goes on by the color that it is. He's really struggling a little bit with identifying his colors. And so this has been fun for us to go through together, and just a real fun hands-on interactive activity to do with reviewing these colors. More White Clean, a little bit older. This is one of our brand new White Clean activity packs. This is the starting school one for ages 5 and older, and it includes 4 small White Clean books on 4 different topics. There's telling the time, first words, first math, and starting times tables. And those are really fun. I like the activity pack size a little better for the older set, because it doesn't require, like, the smaller books require more fine motor skills because they're having to write the things and trace the things smaller. So I like this one a little bit better than the very first one, the one that's like the alphabet and ABC and 1, 2, 3. I like the full-size books better for those. If you have somebody who's a brand new reader, or you're about to start to teach them how to read, this Start to Read pack could be the $40 best you could spend on teaching your child how to read. It is a set of 8 beginning readers and an activity book and a poster that you put on your wall with stickers to go on the poster for each sound that they master. And that's currently on our wall because I just got through using this with my kindergartner last year. The first book is Pirate Pat, and in the back of each book They show you what sounds your child needs to be able to know to read this book with you. And then each page has a parent read part and a kid read part. And the kid read part is limited to the sounds that they know how to read, but the parent read part isn't. So you get to actually read a real story with real characters and fun things going on in it. Instead of the fat cat sat on the mat, it wore a hat, or something like that. You know, some of the readers that are limited completely to the sounds that the kid can read are just so boring. Anyway, no, that is not a problem with these, and that was really important for my middle guy learning how to read. My oldest, I could have taught him how to read from a dictionary, and he would have done just fine because he was that motivated. But this is one of my favorite learning to read resources that I've ever found. Love, love, love it. It also comes with login information for an online phonics game that your child can play mostly on their own, called Teach Your Monster How to Read. And my 6-year-old continues to ask to play Teach Your Monster How to Read. It's his favorite game on the computer. Okay, writing. If you have someone who you're doing beginning writing skills or creative writing, this one is my first story writing book. And it goes through different things to write about and different things to think about when you're writing. This one has speech bubbles. What's the man on the horse going to say? What's the lady in the castle going to say? What are these two aliens on this planet saying to each other? And just kind of gets you to think creatively using descriptive words on here, and gives you some drawing opportunities too, and different creative writing activities for littles. I think this one is 6 and older. And then a little bit older, I think these are 10 and older, is write and draw your own comics. So if you have someone who loves comics and doesn't love to write, this might be a great way to meet in the middle. But because there's lots of drawing ideas, and also starts getting them to think about plot and storyline and who are their characters, what are their characters going to do, what are they going to say to each other, how are they going to describe their characters. Really super fun, and I love that it includes the drawing and the writing and makes it something that's fun and appealing, and makes creative writing a little bit more appealing for some of those reluctant writers. My very, 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 very favorite educational book, actually I think this is my favorite book in the whole thing of Usborne, is the Children's Encyclopedia. This thing covers a bazillion topics with phenomenal photography, small chunks of information. This is probably elementary school level. And on each page, on each 2-page spread, it has one of these QR codes that you can scan with your phone while you're sitting on the couch reading this together, and a video will pop up having to do with the topic that you just read about. And then if you want to do more research, introducing the concept of researching from different information sources, you can go to the Usborne Quick Links website, and it will give you a list of kid-friendly websites that have to do with that topic as well. And they keep those websites updated and make sure that they are kid safe. Anyway, I let each of my kids pick a page of this on most of the days through the summer. And so we're reading about interesting things and learning and getting to watch the videos about them. And it's just super fun. Great thing to take to the doctor's office if you're having to wait for a while. There's a smaller version that I take to the doctor's office with us, and I have my phone there, and we get to watch the videos right there in the doctor's office. I love, 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 love the Children's Encyclopedia. Okay, we also have an illustrated dictionary. I'm just going to show you really quick. It's just a normal dictionary with lots of great illustrations of the words that it's giving you, definitions of. I like that you can look along the sides of the pages and it will show you the next section, the next letter has a different color edge of the page, so it makes it really easy to flip through and find where you're looking in your dictionary. Literature. We have a really awesome series called the Illustrated Stories series. This one is Illustrated Stories from Shakespeare, and it covers 6 of Shakespeare's plays and just tells them as a story, tells each one as a story, and then gives a little synopsis of Shakespeare's life and times. And the illustrations are lovely. There's beautiful illustrations on every single page, not too many words on a page. So we even use these as bedtime stories. And my oldest actually took this one to bed with him when I first got it, and read the story of Hamlet in one night, and the next morning asked me to take him to see a live production of Hamlet because he thought it was such a cool story. So he's now my favorite child. Just kidding. They're all my favorite. Another thing that we have in the illustrated books are these illustrated originals. So this is the original unabridged Alice in Wonderland, but it's filled with lots of beautiful illustrations. So I've been reading this as a bedtime story too, and even my 6-year-old will follow along, and when we get to a picture, I want to see the picture, I want to see the picture. But it's not too far over his head that he can't enjoy it, but it's also stretching him a little bit because it's definitely beyond his reading level. So literature. We also have illustrated Greek myths, illustrated Norse myths, just a bunch of awesome titles. Charles Dickens in this illustrated story series. Math. One of my very favorite things that we have for math is the Illustrated Elementary Math Dictionary. And this is an awesome supplement to whatever curriculum your school uses or you use at home. But if you have a concept that you're having trouble explaining, or your students having trouble learning, this book covers so many different concepts and does them in a very visual, simple, easy to understand way. And it has just been a great help for us in our homeschooling, and I think it could be a help to any family who has an elementary school student who's learning math, and they're all learning math. So it's just a great resource to have on hand. There's also the Usborne Illustrated Dictionary of Math, which is goes a little bit deeper and goes into algebra and a little bit of geometry. So there's smaller print and more complicated concepts in this one. So this one's a little bit older, more like middle school, and this one's elementary. They're both phenomenal. If you have someone who's learning their times tables like I do, this is a fun resource to have to make it a little bit less of a drudgery. It goes each page goes through one of the times tables up through 12 and has different word problems that you use the times table to learn about it, and makes the times table problems relate to like a real life situation. And then at the end, is it at the end? Oh, here we go. It has the multiplication table with some neat concept hints underneath, like the fact that right down the middle is like the cubes. Anyway, really, really fun, great resource for someone who's learning multiplication tables. Another fun thing if you're learning multiplication tables are our learning wrap-ups, and each one is for a different table. So like this is for the ones, and it tells you where to start with your string. You start right here. So that's 1 times 4 is 4. So you go over to the 4, then you go down to the next one. 1 times 2 is, and where's my 2? Here it is. 2. 1 times 12 is 12. 1 times 11 is 11. And then I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it on here, but on the back are raised bumps that tell you where your thread lines should be, so you can self-check and make sure you did your multiplication correctly. And they also have them for addition, subtraction, division, states and capitals. These are a really fun, way better than flashcards, I think. Anyway, super fun way to review times tables. My last math one that I want to show you is not really a math book. It is math and art kind of colliding. And it's just a lot of fun different activities where you're using math to make art. And I am really excited to work on this one with my oldest son and try some of the activities just myself. It looks like it'll be really fun to see how math and art collide. So those are some of my homework helps. I think I might do a second video on some other ones for like geography and history, but those are the basics. So thank you.